Aloha, Kathy. Aloha, Anderson. Weird Al Yankovic here. Just wanted to wish you all a Happy New Year from beautiful Boise, Idaho.
Kathy, Anderson, it's Susie Orman here. I'm trying to find the new year. Do you know where it is? Happy New Year, everyone. 2017. Oi.
Hey, yo, what's up? It's DJ Khaled, Kathy, and Anderson Cooper. Happy New Year. God bless.
Hey, Anderson. Hey, Kathy. It's your old pals, Penn and Teller. Sorry we cannot be in Times Square with you, but we are in Las Vegas, Nevada, where there is a lot of celebrating going on. Woohoo! So, Happy New Year. Have a great 2017. Penn and Teller, Vegas.
Finally, 2016 is over. I'm so happy. You got any predictions for 2017?
You know, it's funny you should ask, man. I do have a prediction.
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
As a matter of fact, it's actually the same prediction I had for 2016.
And what would that be, Jeffrey?
Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States.
Oh, I know.
But Van.
Yeah?
There's one thing I'm sure we can agree on, buddy.
It's true.
Happy New Year, Kathy and Anderson.
Aw, see?
Penn and Teller, I've never seen their show. I'm dying to,
I've
always wanted to see it.
Yes, and by the way, you gotta love Van Jones.
Oh my God, and Jeffrey Lord has been so sweet.
Well, no, mostly Van.
I know.
I'm biased.
Van is amazing, and so just like, I don't know, just generous and smart and just a really great guy.
Van Jones is the guy that I want to bring to family arguments. Like, I want him to go, Van,
right.
take over.
Right. It's like in that Woody Allen in Annie Hall, where he's like, if only Marshall, like the guy's talking about Marshall McLuhan, he's like, well, I haven't had Marshall McLuhan right here.
How many times have you had dinner with Marshall McLuhan?
Never.
That's such a name you would whip out like nothing. That is so typical. Okay, first of all, can we go back to the elephant picture for 1 second?
Okay, yes. That's
all right, first of all, did you even learn the name of the elephant?
They don't, and they're not anthropomorphizing animals.
You mean taking in that? First of all,
they don't give it a human name.
Isn't that a word for taking an object and making it human-like?
Maybe so.
Oh boy, if I could, wow. I'm gonna have to. Can somebody call Yale and make sure there wasn't a typo?
They do not give it.
Did your poor mother have to pay for Yale, and now you can't? You don't even know?
Yes, I majored in like.
How much money do you owe your mom? Like for all that she's put into her dream, how much do you feel bad about? Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
I know.
Let's check in with Gary Tuckman.
I have a hair in my mouth.
Do you really?
Yeah. See it? It's like right there.
There?
I like how you trust me so little. You think it's a bit.
No, I
don't. You should see him. He's like, "What are you gonna do?"
I don't have my glasses.
What are you gonna do?
So I'm looking.
Wait, are you not wearing your glasses because you're as vain as America thinks you are?
I'm not wearing my glasses because I didn't bring the right ones. The ones I brought are like my nerdy science glasses.
Go to CVS and get cheaters. Go to Twinings.
I haven't. I don't know.
Oh, you think you're not there yet?
No, it's like they don't have the glasses.
How's your menopause going? Because Suzanne Summers told me all about that menopause, and she said it is going to creep up on it. Get you. Are you hot flashing?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's check in with Gary and Lindsay. How's everything going down there at the Fontainebleau Hotel?
Anderson and Kathy, this is maybe the loudest place I've ever been in my life. Would you say it's loud here?
Can you say that again?
Yeah, we can't even hear each other talking, but I assume that you hear us because we have very good microphones. When we talked in the last hour, the world's largest poolside New Year's Eve party was about to start, and now it started. An estimated 2,700 people here at the Fontainebleau Hotel because on stage, just before midnight, Justin Bieber is going to be performing. Who else will be performing here tonight, Lindsay?
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be Miami Beach if there wasn't an after party after the midnight party. So we're going to be hearing from DJ Skrillex as well as Marshmallow later tonight in the Liz Club downstairs. So we're going to be picking up the caffeine, I think.
I can't hear a word you're saying, but I know it's really smart and good. I can tell you it's a minimum of $500 to be here with all the alcohol you want to drink, so it probably will be a pretty wild night. And it's up to $50,000. Some people are paying $50,000 to have a table of 10 next to the stage, stay in the hotel for a few days, be treated like a king or a queen, and have as much fine champagne as they want. Lots of people come from all over the country to be here. Ladies, your name?
Davey.
Your name?
I'm Abby.
You're from where?
Chicago.
You're from where?
Boston.
Why did you come to this party tonight?
Because he's our age, so it's something to look forward to.
You want to see Justin Bieber?
Yeah, of course.
Have you seen Justin Bieber before?
Yes, I saw him open for Taylor Swift a long time ago.
Well, I hope you guys have a lot of fun. Don't drink any of the alcohol. You won't be able to drive after this. Okay? My tip for the day. Lindsay, you have someone to talk to too, right?
I made a friend over here. This is Ben, who I believe is a believer. Ben, tell me, why are you here tonight?
I'm here with my family to see Justin Bieber perform. It's
Great, so.
All right, thank you so much. Enjoy it. Happy New Year.
Thank you, you too. You can't help but want to dance on the stage with all the music playing. I'll tell you, Anderson and Kathy, one thing I'm slightly worried about, having covered news for so many years, there are lots of swimming pools here. And people are going to be drinking a lot. And I talked to security people here. I said, what do you do if somebody falls in the pool? Because it's not a pool party, it's a poolside party. They say, we are here to rescue them. And I'm telling you, I used to be a lifeguard, and I'm happy to participate in the rescue.
I can't hear what he's saying, but I agree with it all.
Anderson and Kathy, back to you.
All right, we'll check back in with you guys once.
We will, but I have to own something that just happened that
Okay.
was embarrassing, which is that I had lipstick on my teeth, and then
didn't see that.
I think someone caught me just like doing that. It wasn't as vulgar as I apologize. And
you have
I never
lipstick
do.
on
Well, how do I look?
You look great.
You can tell me. I have no
I would
qualms
tell you if
about
you
it.
had it.
I don't have an ego like you. I'm a person that can understand that we have frailties. And I'm sorry, I think you wanted to know some of my
Where
tour
are you
dates
on
coming
tour?
up.
You're on tour, aren't you?
You mean on my upcoming Celebrity Run-Ins 80 city tour? Why don't we
An
run
80? Wait a minute, an 80 city tour?
Babe, I did 80 last year.
Wow.
80 cities
Oh,
in 1
look.
year. There's only some of them. Check my website, my social. There'll be more.
Wow.
I love it. And guess what? There's a lot of material that I have. I have
An
that
80
much-
city tour.
I
That's
know.
amazing.
It's almost like I have a book to support with stories that are inspired by my real
A very
life.
funny book. We talked about Bryan Cranston. You wrote a lovely thing about me.
But what about when I did write a lovely thing about you.
I mean, it could not have been nicer.
And people want to know what happens in the commercial break here. So in the book, I told what happened in the commercial break last year when I sprayed his face with more spray tan than J-Lo wears, whether or not she's with Drake. Hey, what about that?
So
What
I didn't know
about
she had
that?
broken up with the younger guy.
Casper,
Do
do you know any? How did you get this job?
I don't know.
By the way, is Lindsay taking over for you?
She
Like,
very well
I feel like
maybe.
that was
yes.
a subtle way of like when they're like, she's coming to New York.
Oh yes, no, that's how it happens in TV.
And then you're
That's
just
how-
out.
Then you're out.
Now,
Yeah.
what job would you go back to? The Mole or ABC World News?
I don't know what I would do.
Or would you
I
go
have
back
no, as you know, I have no actual skill.
Skills, right. So
there's
would you go back to the Sears catalog? Because people always need boxers or briefs.
That's true.
And they always need
I do
it well-
remember my pose.
Oh,
That was-
you mean the one that
that-
we happen to have racked up and ready to go so the whole world can see it? Yes, we're going to own your modeling career, all 20 minutes of it, because I feel like you had it. Now, when you were
No, we're-
modeling, did you feel like someone like Tyra Banks should have said, congratulations,
No,
you're
we're-
America's Next Top Model?
No, because when you're a child model, all you do is like stupid poses like running or
Sorry, I thought
that.
we had pictures of modeling.
That's all right.
But we don't.
That's fine.
Oh,
We don't
I
need
love it.
that.
Off camera, they're like, Kathy, they're on TV right now. They're not.
No, they're not.
But at some point, maybe they'll just throw them up. That's all right.
We are live in Times Square. As many as 1 million people, they say, could be here tonight. It's actually pretty warm. Oh, look, there's the modeling shot.
Okay, hold on. Let's just take a minute. So, first of all, was that Scabulo or like what?
That was probably Macy's Macy's newspaper ad.
Let's be honest. How much did your poor mother have to beg to get you that gig?
No, actually.
How many times did she call and say, please, he doesn't really have skills.
No,
He's a little slow, as we say, and which is acceptable.
No, I told you I was cheap, and I was,
Yeah.
as a young kid, I was concerned about saving up money for my future, so I got a job as a model.
Okay,
I know.
somebody's got to step in here. So your name is Anderson Vanderbilt,
It's not Vanderbilt.
and
it's Cooper.
somehow you're worried about
I
money.
was.
And
I-
you were, how old were you?
I was like 11, I think, when I started.
But wasn't your stock portfolio already up to like $3 billion?
no, I was
at that
very
point?
concerned about. I believed in being independent, and
Okay, you know what? Here's how I'm calling BS. Do you remember when I was playing a wonderful theater in Staten Island? I sent him a selfie of me on the ferry because I thought it would be cool if I went to my own show for thousands of people on the ferry. I sent him a picture and I said, see how #humble I am. And then I believe your text back was,
I don't-
yes, because my family owned that island.
no, that's not true.
No,
I've never
the
said.
Vanderbilts totally are Staten
They
Island
did not
connected.
own it. They had a farm. That's how they started in the early, like late 1600s.
They had a farm. You're going with they had a farm.
That's how they started. The first guy was an indentured servant, went to Staten Island. Generations later,
What
they
about
got a
the
farm.
railroads?
Yeah, well, they finally started running a boat between a small boat, and then they built up. But
So
yeah.
you're saying there's not very much money in boating and railroads?
No, they made tons of money,
Shipping,
but
I believe
I don't
shipping.
have it. It's it doesn't exist anymore.
So
But
you thought doing
do you
one
think
page?
do you think I'd be working 3 jobs if
Oh,
maybe
I think
I would be.
You
actually,
totally would.
yeah,
But I just love that you were.
So would you?
Yes, but that's my Achilles heel. How much did you get for the modeling?
$75 an hour.
You remember that?
Of course I do. I'm cheap. I remember every dollar I've ever
salary
made.
when you were 12 years old?
Yes, and every day after school, I would call up the agent and I'd go for a go-see.
Yeah.
And I would go for auditions, and then, if you booked it, it was $75 an hour.
Now, would you refuse to take your shirt off at a go-see? Because,
No,
boy,
no.
in Myanmar, you were all about it.
All right, we got to take a break.
Okay.
We got a lot more. We got about 2 hours, 23 minutes, and a few seconds before 2017. We're going to be taking
Ushers in.
Ushers in.
That's what they say. Go usher in
Usher.
the
I thought you
year.
meant Usher is here.
Usher's here live in 20 minutes, and he's going to sing "Yeah."
No.
Live.
And we also want to give a big thank you to the folks at the Marriott Marquis Hotel for their great shot from their. Well, I guess it's from their rooftop.
Rooftop or a window.
Well, it's from the Marriott Marquis. It's an amazing view to spend time to spend New
I
Year's
love
in
when the
Times
prompter
Square.
stops and then this one has to think. Because honestly, the prompter stopped and he's like,
the word is all mangled. I don't know what it says, so I'm not sure what part of the hotel it's in.
You can't associate them with being mangled.
Anyway, thanks to the Marriott Marquis. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.